Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. This is episode 25 of the Canadian Geekcast, and how fitting this is also our reunion episode because we have all 5 members. Everybody's back.
Yay!
Yay. Josh has come back to us from Vegas.
I'm tired too, and my liver is just like fighting back against me right now.
Poor Josh. And it looks like Dennis has finished swinging through New York.
Oh, I finished swinging like on Tuesday, so
How long did it take you to finish the game?
5 days.
That's not bad.
No.
That's pretty good. I guess you had to eat and sleep
and watch stuff.
Watch stuff.
Yeah, because I'm pretty behind now because I just finished going through the latest season of the latest season of Voltron, so trying to catch up on TV before the fall TV season sneaks up on me.
Yes, that's true. And I got nothing for the last two. Hey, Steve, thanks for coming out.
Hey, good to be here.
and we got Steph. Hey, Steph.
What's up, everybody?
That's
what Stephanie looks like.
Yeah, that's what Stephanie looks like.
My new darker hair.
Yes. See, girls do exist on the internet. We have one with us right here as proof.
Yeah, she's a lady.
I wouldn't go that far.
Me neither. I was just trying to, be nice, I guess.
And if I didn't say it before, my name is Matt. And so today, if you are just joining our little show for the very first time, we like to get together each week, Sundays at, because we're now doing live shows. So it's going to be every Sunday around 11 a.m. Eastern time. We like to get together to discuss pretty much anything geeky, from video game news to TV, film, and kind of whatever catches our fancy. You can also listen to us in the recorded format, pretty much wherever you can find a podcast. We also get these posted to YouTube as well, so you can catch us there. If you do like what you hear, please leave us a review somewhere, wherever you want. You can send us an email to CanadianGeekCST at gmail.com, or you can also send us a tweet to our Twitter account, which is at CanadianGeekCST. And we may even read it on the next show. So far, it looks like in our Twitch chat, we've got a Wada fan who has joined us. Steph, do you see anyone else?
Nope, not so far.
No. And if you're on Mixer, chime in, say hi, because we're streaming on both Mixer and Twitch. So you can actually grab I should probably mention those. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/CanadianGeekCST, and our Mixer is mixer.com/CanadianGeekCST. So you can tune in and watch us there. You can watch us live there. How do we want do you want to just do like a basic question? What have we been playing, or what? Or can we mix it up? What have we been watching, or what should we do for our weekly question?
What have you been doing? Yeah.
What have we been
Why
doing?
not both?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Steph, why don't you go first? What kind of geeky thing have you been doing the past week?
Good question. I've been catching up in Elementary. I was like, oh yeah, that's a show that I really enjoyed and have not watched in a while. I might be like a season behind. Tried to. So I've just been like binge watching Elementary a lot. I don't think I've had much time to play anything recently. I'm trying to think back. I'm still on the same 2 games. I'm still playing Valkyria Chronicles 4 and 2 Point. So I'll be there for a while. I ran around Yakuza trying to grab photos the other day as well.
Yeah.
Kiwami too. And I tried watching Dragon Prince yesterday, which I did not enjoy whatsoever. Unpopular opinion, but it's an opinion. Oh my gosh, and My Hero Academia, if people are not into that, need to watch the latest episode. Holy crap, that animation was so good.
Yeah.
So good. It's like
Nice.
It's very quickly become my like favorite anime of all time, which is saying something. I've been an anime fan since 2003-4.
Yeah.
So it's so good. So good.
Nice. Steve?
So other than Spider-Man, which we'll get into later, I finished watching the second season of American Vandal over the last couple of days. Really great show. I don't know if anyone else here has watched it. Josh, I think you said you were a fan.
Yeah, planning to watch it. I think I'm going to start tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, just like the first season, it's really funny, but then all of a sudden it takes a hard right turn into some really serious shit, and you're like, wow. Okay. Yeah. It's a great show. I really liked it. And then caught up on the second season of Ozarks on Netflix, and now just kind of watching Iron Fist.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, what about you?
I think I already said that. Like recently, I watched through the latest season of Voltron, so I got that out of the way. And then I'm just trying to I've been trying to catch up on TV. I'm like at the point where I'm just like 2 weeks behind before I'm caught up. So I just gotta watch a couple episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, Ballers, and I gotta start Iron Fist season 2. So
nice.
Yep. And as far as games, we already talked about like Spider-Man. I've been playing that for from Friday to
pretty much since
Tuesday.
launch.
Yeah, since launch, I would say. And then after that, I went back to Yakuza Kiwami 2 just to clean up some more trophies because I already beat the game before I started Spider-Man. Just doing some trophy cleanup and just hopefully just getting to a point where I'm like kind of happy where I am, but
getting those side quests in.
Yeah, those side quests are really hard. All the Yakuza games I've completed, I've never done all the side stories, and this is the first game I actually did because, like, when you do like those last bit, because there's this really tough boss that's trying to assassinate you, and there's like 4 of them, and like, and these guys just get tougher and tougher, and like, there's at a point where one guy just shoots an RPG at you in like 2 hits, and I'm done, and I'm like, it's all about dodging and whatnot, and thankfully I finally did that. So that's like one time I can say this is probably the Yakuza game that I'm good with. I say that in a positive way because it really is my favorite Yakuza game so far.
The heat moves are so fun. Every time I like run into thugs, and it's just like I'm gonna use this bicycle on someone, and it's like this crazy cinematic, or throw them onto a boat and over the bridge. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, there's so much stuff you can use. A bicycle, like just finding stuff on the street just to use. That's what I've been playing, watching, basically.
Nice. Josh, you were in Vegas for what? How long were you in Vegas for?
About a week.
Yeah.
So, just before I left, though, I got to play through Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I should say.
Nice.
And finished that up. And that was a fantastic game. I loved it. I played a little bit safe with most of the game, I would say, but all in all, I still think it was a massive win, and I can't wait for the next one. I think there's a little bit of foreshadowing if you're paying attention to see where it's going to go. And I'm pretty excited to see that. And I've been watching a little bit of Ozarks. So I have a few more episodes left of that. And we just finished Atypical last night, season 2, which is I don't know if you guys know about it or not, but it's a show on Netflix.
No.
It's about a kid he's got autism, and he's 18 years old. And he's just kind of like about to enter the world as a man and graduate high school. And it's actually really, really funny. It's got some parts in it that aren't so funny, but it's I don't know, it's kind of like a nice little story about a kid with autism. It's really good. I strongly recommend it. And what else? I started playing Transference last night real quick. A new game coming out later this week from Ubisoft. And
you're playing that on PSVR, aren't you?
Today I will be playing it on PSVR. Yesterday I just kind of jumped into it just to see what the mechanics were like without the VR. But tonight will definitely be on the VR.
So have you... Because not long after we started, you were saying like you can only do VR for like a short period of time.
Yeah,
you kind of that's still the same.
Yeah, I honestly I avoid playing VR a lot because I don't like how it makes me feel. Normally, after I start to feel the motion sickness playing it, it kind of sticks with me almost all the rest of the day, and I feel kind of crappy all around. So I do. My parents got it for me for Christmas last year. My dad's like, "You don't even play that thing, do you?" He's like, "It's too bad." I'm like, "No, I play it. I can only do it in small doses."
Yeah.
I haven't tried training my eyes because when I did start trying to, I felt like a bag of dog crap for about 2 or 3 days. So,
oh damn.
I know a lot of people that go through that. I think it's like 50-50 between people who get sick and people who don't. I am myself fortunate enough that I don't. Yeah.
I wish I didn't, but like when first-person shooters started becoming a thing on console, I used to get that a lot.
Me too.
I didn't get that. I remember getting nauseous like that just playing Wolfenstein on PC.
Yeah.
You're moving. A lot of times you're just moving so fast. So.
Yeah.
Actually, playing Mother Gunship last week.
Yes.
I started to feel nauseous like that because I find you're moving at like superhuman speeds. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's fun, eh?
I don't know. I didn't like how fast you're moving because of how like it just started to feel sick afterwards. And I'm sitting across like 10 feet away from a TV. So
I never experienced that. That's funny.
Yeah. Huh. For me, I have started playing some more LA Noire on the Switch.
How does that run on the Switch?
It runs okay. I've played both handheld and docked mode. Obviously, docked mode runs a little bit better. I think the draw distance on the Switch is obviously much more, like a lot shorter than on the Xbox. So you do get a lot more pop in, especially if you're driving because you're moving a lot faster. And I've only noticed only once was one of the cases I was working on. I was going up a flight of stairs in an apartment building, and there was one section where a couple of the steps you could almost see through, and it was grabbing the scene. Like if you turned, it was kind of taking what you just saw and weirdly spreading it out. And I don't know, there was some weird artifacting or something like that. So, but overall, it runs fairly well. I think the only time I've really noticed like even any slowdowns is if there's been a lot going on the screen. Like if there's like a big fight or something like that, then it can start to slow down. But otherwise, it runs pretty good, even in handheld. So, yeah, been so some LA Noire, and haven't really been watching. Well, it took me all week to watch Top Gun. I don't know why I decided to watch Top Gun, just cause. But I've been narrating a book for a group called Learning Ally, so I started doing that. Actually, the book I'm narrating is called Curse of the Boggin by DJ McHale, and he is one of the co-creators of the show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, really?
So if you ever watch that show, like when you were,
yeah,
depending on how old you are,
nope,
you'll know the show. You might not. And yeah, he was one of the co-creators of that. So the book is very much like what you'd find in an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? That young adult horror. So it's and it's really good. I'm quite enjoying the book. So, and I'm kind of hoping that once I'm done, they want more in the series done, because I'm all over that. So
cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, shall we dive into the rest of this episode?
Let's
I
do
guess
it.
so.
Sure. Let's go.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal. That's who he is.
All right, our first topic, like what we did the last couple of weeks, is our quick news rundown. So we've got a few different big topics here. The first one that we've got, if you were unaware, last Thursday, so that was, what was Thursday? The 13th. September 13th, Nintendo released their Direct. I've noticed on Twitter and stuff that it's a mixed bag. Some people were really excited and super hyped for it. Others were like, whatever. That just kind of sucked. Personally, I was super excited for a good chunk of what was announced there. I don't know. Were you guys?
Oh yeah. Overall, I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I wasn't like super overly hyped for the stuff that was announced, except for maybe Katamari, but I don't know. Like I was excited because it was such a good breadth of games. Like there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just like I was like, oh, this is so solid. There's such a wide range of games coming out. So
yeah. So if you weren't aware, it was going to be a bit of 3DS and like a very little bit of 3DS and Switch. So we've got Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which is launching in 2019 on the 3DS. We've got yet another release of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. So this time, because this is what the third version of the game now,
I believe so.
The original, and then a remake on the So Bowser Jr.'s Journey, which is releasing early January of next year. Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS. So that GameCube remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, on 3DS is getting a co-op mode, which looks kind of cool. I know when my kids were watching it, they thought that was pretty neat. So I may pick that up for the two of them because they both have 3DSs. Yokai Watch Blasters out, or Watch Blasters is out now actually. So it's a free content update, or no, it will get a free content update on the 27th. So a little bit of a 3DS. I'm kind of hoping that Nintendo's winding down the 3DS stuff.
Well, I think it was really telling that they only spent like 5 minutes out of their 35-minute presentation on the 3DS.
Didn't they announce that they're ending it next year?
Really?
They did it.
Sorry,
I thought they announced an end date for the 3DS.
Oh, cool.
I thought. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then coming out on Switch, we've got Luigi's Mansion 3.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on for that.
I really hope they use the remote controls. So it's like the motion.
The gyro controls on the remotes.
Like I want to use that as like an actual vacuum.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's not an announcement I'm very surprised about because like I remember predicting this during E3 and I was not surprised, but it's kind of like a little shocking that they didn't pull the trigger, but they pulled the trigger like a couple months later. So
yeah,
it's cool. That this is probably like one of the announcements I was like pretty hyped for, and then everything else was pretty much I just watched through it and just like whatever.
Yeah. So that is launching sometime in 2019. So we don't have a launch date. I'm sure either during one of the directs next year or E3 we'll probably get a more concrete announcement. Splatoon 2 is getting another huge content update. We get a bunch of new cosmetics, weapons, and a new mode. So
that anime opening.
Yeah. That's why I love the update because it was basically just like an anime opening. I'm like, this is awesome. I don't care for Splatoon 2, but this is awesome.
Yep.
So you're saying is you'd be all over a Splatoon anime series?
Yeah, I would.
I think that would be pretty cool.
It would be.
They're more open to getting animated series based on their franchises. So I think Splatoon would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we don't know when that one's coming out. Doesn't seem.
Nope.
And then so the next October 2nd we get Mega Man 11. I kind of touched a little bit on that one last episode. So it's also going to be the 30th anniversary of the Blue Bomber. So in addition to the double gear system, you can also use an amiibo, and once a day, and you get like a power up or like an energy update, which is kind of an E-tank. That's what it is. Thank you. So I think that's pretty neat. I will definitely be picking that up for sure. Mario Tennis Aces. We've got some new content coming actually in a couple days now on the 19th of September. So get some new characters. We've got Birdo, Shy Guy, Koopa Paratrooper, and PD Piranha, which you'll unlock online. And looks like there's some more characters that we should be seeing as well between now and June. And there's also a new online co-op challenge. So you get a bunch of online missions but that's only available for a limited time. And once you finish those, you get to unlock new outfits and color schemes and some more stuff as well.
They're learning from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Timed exclusives. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys been playing much of Mario Tennis Aces?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
I was a little disappointed with the news about like the campaign mode.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I played the game all throughout that demo weekend, and then once I heard of like the lackluster reviews and everything, I was like, maybe I just won't pick it up.
Yeah, same here. Like, I'm kind of not really into the Mario sports. I think the only exception, like any Mario thing, would be kart, and that's about it. Like the sports stuff is just, it's nice, but it's not for me.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd been able to play the demo before I went out and pulled the trigger and bought it.
Yeah.
Because I probably wouldn't have bought it, to be honest.
It's got good mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know if everything that's included in the game speaks to me. So.
Yeah. I think the last time I played it was when I played a bunch of online with Paul. That's probably one of the last times I played it. My kids play the Wii U tennis more than I play this one. They play it all the time, so yeah. Moving on, Capcom beat 'em up bundle, Final Fight. So there's a beat 'em up bundle. So it's got Final Fight, The King of Dragons, Captain Commando, Knights of the Round, Warriors of Fate, Armored Warriors, and Battle Circuit. So that is coming out on the 18th of September.
Also, fun fact: 2 of those games have never been released on console. So it's just I think it's the last 2. So
yeah, Armored Warriors, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm. Nice. They all support 4-player multiplayer and online play, which is kind of cool. So you can play them online as long as you subscribe to the online service. And then you can actually pre-purchase that bundle. I think you can do that now. What else is there? Surprising no one, new Super Mario Bros. U is coming to the Switch January 11th. That's the deluxe version, so that also includes the new Super Luigi U DLC. Excuse me. Nab, what is it? Is it? No, Nabbit. Nabbit and Toadette are also included as playable characters now. Nabbit doesn't take any damage from enemies, so that's good for if you want to like cheaply speed run, or if you're letting your kids play. And Toadette can turn into Peach if she grabs a super crown.
Because I'm telling me
Peachette.
What's the difference between Peach and Peachette?
So that's my biggest question. They dropped this name and then they quickly moved on. I'm super confused about who this person is.
Unless
she looks like
Toadette
Peach
wearing a Peach outfit.
Yeah, but so does that mean that Peach is now a Toad?
She's a grown-up Toad.
Well, she is the queen of the mushroom, or she is the princess.
So
of the
all of those
kingdom.
toads are actually babies, and then they grow up to be like regular people, like
humans.
Yeah, I mean,
I was very confused.
New canon.
Distracted me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if in the the dinosaurs, like on that side, they're born from eggs and they grow into humans as well. So why not the mushrooms? Or are we not taking the movie as canon?
Should we be?
I don't think so. There's so much lore in this in the Mario world.
I know.
Yeah.
they throw this cog in, and I don't know. I'm super distracted by this. This is throwing me into some turmoil.
Nice. Yeah. So Peachette, you can double jump and float down slowly from a fall, and you get to recover from a fall. The game supports 4 players with where you only require the Joy-Con held sideways, just like in New Super Mario Bros. Where you can just play with the Joy-Con sideways, or the Wiimote sideways, I should say, because pretty much just A/B and your D-pad. So
yeah.
A game that I know Steph and I are super stoked for, Katamari Damacy Reroll, is coming out later this year. Winter of this year, been remastered in HD for the Switch. Oh, God, I love Katamari games. They're so much fun.
I've yet to play one, so I'm so excited to try.
Oh, really?
They seem really therapeutic.
It's really quirky fun. Do you kind of know the backstory for the beginning one a little bit? Like why you have to roll these?
No, I think you have to make a star or something.
Yeah, so it's the king of all cosmos and his wife. In the Japanese version, they got drunk and got a little rowdy, and then destroyed all the stars in the cosmos. So because parents make their kids do the stuff that they don't want to do, he sends their son, the little prince, down to Earth, and you have to you've got your Katamari and you have to roll and collect stuff, and then once you've reached certain sizes, they'll turn into stars and they go back up into the cosmos. So it's a weird game, but it's a lot of fun, especially as like when you're rolling and as the Katamari starts getting bigger and you start picking up like bigger things like people and animals and like cars. It's really funny. I watched my brothers, if they finished the game, and like one of the last missions, like you're rolling this Katamari around what would be like Japan, and you're picking up skyscrapers and airliners and everything. And you just see like the little prince is like this tiny speck, and he's rolling this massive Katamari, and you're just literally picking up everything in your path. It is so weird, but it's a lot of fun.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So Switch version is going to include gyro controls, HD rumble, and multiplayer. But I think at least some of I don't know if the first one, but I know some of them had multiplayer on there. So we've got a couple new controllers for the Switch. They're NES controllers. They dock on the sides of your Switch to charge and sync up. There's a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee bundle, brown and yellow. It's very 70s.
It's very cute, but I still can't do the asymmetrical color scheme. There's some like I'm too anal retentive for that. It has to be the same.
Yeah,
I've got the gray one. So
you don't like this?
No, can't do it. No.
I wasn't buying this unless I got those colors.
Oh yeah.
See, I wanted those colors at launch, but I got the gray ones, and now they're clear, so I really don't care. So, what else?
Diablo.
Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. That's coming out November 2nd.
Hell
so
yeah.
If you've never played Diablo 3, or like me, or if you like Diablo 3 and you want to play it on handheld or on your Switch, you get to. And there is also a Ganondorf armor set.
It's also amiibos.
With that.
I have a question for you. Will your progress in the game on any other platform carry over to the Switch?
I haven't heard.
They have not said anything, but I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too, but I was just thinking because, like, on the PC, at very least, like, you can, like, they store the save your character information there, right? So
yeah.
And there are so many seasons in now, and there's so many different things that they've done and different events and things like that. It'd be a shame to have to start over again, especially for some of those really high level people, right?
I feel like if that was the case, they would have made a point to say it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's not, as we all know, they're not afraid of that stuff anymore, it seems. So, interesting.
Yeah. What else do we have? Super Mario Party is coming out October 5th. That brings back the trademark board game mode, which everyone likes. And there's some single-player modes and online mode. Because online mode without voice chat is totally awesome.
But you have your phone.
Thumbs up.
Everyone's got this.
No.
Not everybody.
9-year-old doesn't have one.
That's what Discord is for.
Yep. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So what else do we have? We've got Game Freak has a new IP coming out in 2019. It's called Town.
That's
which
cool.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looks very cool. Pretty much the entire game takes place in a single town. Like, you don't really get to go outside of this town. And it's besieged by monsters, and you have to defeat them. So, plus then there's going to be some plot tossed in there.
No.
Just more
plot
monsters.
in a video game? No.
Yeah. City Skylines is out now on the Nintendo Switch. And
sorry, it looks so bad.
Trailers, it looks like it runs like crap.
That was a rough demo or little showcase there.
Yeah.
That game is so beautiful on PC, and I do not like what they did to it whatsoever.
No, yeah. We've got Demon X Machina, or Machina, sorry. How would you pronounce it? Machina or Machina?
Demon X Machina.
Machina, okay. That's coming out in 2019, so that looks pretty cool because you get to fly around like a big power suit, like a Gundam or whatever, and destroy monsters and crap and stuff. That looks fun. I'll definitely be picking that up. We've got Yoshi's Crafted World is coming out in spring 2019, so it's more of the yarn looking stuff, and it looks absolutely adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I will be picking it up because Yoshi's Woolly World is freaking awesome. Except we still have Poochie, and Poochie is one of the worst characters I've come across. It's absolutely useless.
Wow.
Yoshi games are just always so cute and adorable. Like the whole trailer, I was just sitting there smiling. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. It's so wholesome.
Oh, yeah. My kids were just like, Yoshi! They were so excited. They were like squealing and everything. I was like, yep, and it's on Switch, so you're not playing it. Because the Switch is my console.
Heisman by Dad.
So we're seeing that one in spring of 2019. And so then we've got some, Asmodee? Digital board games? Asmodee. Thanks. Horrible at pronunciations. So what do we have here? Carcassonne?
Sure. Lord of the Rings. Pandemic.
Now, is Pandemic that one where you create the virus?
Yeah.
No. Is it?
Because there's a digital game where you're the virus, you have to evolve and eradicate all life on Earth.
That's Plague Inc.
Oh, yeah. Plague.
No,
okay.
Pandemic, I think you play as people trying to fight the plague. It's like slightly opposite,
okay.
I think. Okay. I've actually never played it myself.
Catan and Munchkin are also announced. I know a lot of people are super excited for Catan. I've never played it.
It's a really fun game.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's like the easiest way if you're going to introduce someone to the modern board game era. Catan's like the gateway. It's the easiest, the most accessible. It's so good.
Well, maybe if all of us pick it up, we could play it, and you guys can introduce me to it.
That'd be fun.
Then we can use voice chat on their amazing app.
Yay!
Yay!
So yeah, those are coming out for future release for those. Announced prior to the Direct, I think it was a week before. Civ 6 is coming out November 16th. Starlink Battle for Atlas is coming out October 16th. We got some more characters. I am super excited to play Fox and the R-Wing in that. That looks awesome. Because Steve, you played it at Fan Expo.
Yeah.
So
super down. And now we got Wolf in this.
Yes, that announcement, that preview or little character showcase where he's complaining about the food, that was pretty cool. I like that.
This is just turning into a Fox game. Let's just be honest here.
It is. It really is when you think about it. Yeah. We've got The World Ends With You Final Remix. New story segment is coming out October 12th. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, The Golden Country is out, and that's for expansion pass owners, so it's DLC. We've got some other games that got announced. Warframe, which is made in London, Ontario. Ontario represent. So that is hitting November 20th. That's a free game. Just Dance 2019 is on the 23rd. FIFA 19, 28th September. Sonic Team Racing looks like the remake of the one that released on Wii U and all those. We just have winter. NBA 2K19 is out now. 2K Playgrounds is out this fall, and Lego DC Supervillains. And we got, what else? We'll go through this quickly. There was a Switch bundle that looks like it comes with a custom-looking dock. You get the GameCube controller and the USB GameCube adapter that released on Wii U and works on the Switch. Isabelle is coming to Smash as well.
Such a troll move by Nintendo.
It was so good.
It's a double troll.
It was, yeah. And then one I'm pretty excited for is the Final Fantasy collection hitting Switch. So we've got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD, which is pretty much just a chibi version of Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
From what I understand.
Is it the full game?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
Isn't it? Or almost?
It's probably almost. They probably cut a bit because this was on phone, so
right.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how much. So, but I think they put just probably the basic story.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. World of Final Fantasy Maxima is coming out. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, And then the ones that I'm super stoked for, Final Fantasy 12, 7, 9, 10, and 10-2 are all hitting the Switch in 2019.
Yeah, all the good ones.
And the 10 and 10-2 is the HD remaster that got launched on PS3
and Vita.
And Vita.
And PC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I'm still bummed that 8 is not included in that.
I don't really care. Like, Final Fantasy 8 is like kind of the worst one, in my opinion. Not like the worst one, like between like if you from 6 to 9. It's probably the worst one, I would say.
The PlayStation, the PS1 era Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
because I was going to say 13 is pretty bad.
Oh, 13's the worst one. I hate it.
Yeah, so
that's the one with lightning, right?
Yeah, where they changed. They went from like lightning. If lightning dies, then that's it. It's done and over with. And
they turned it to a trilogy. So there's a trilogy of games, and like they're all not that great.
Yeah, but hey, out of that we got 15.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's true.
And then, last but not least, I think the game that everybody or a lot of people have been claiming for is Animal Crossing coming in 2019.
Finally, people can stop spamming it.
No, this isn't going to stop. It's just going to ramp it up even more. So, yeah, holy crap, that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got us with the double fake out.
Jeez.
I was sitting there, and as soon as Isabel came on, I was like, oh, we're getting Animal Crossing. And then it said Smash in her dialogue box. I was like, oh, is it just going to be a Smash reveal? And then, lo and behold, we got both. Not only that, but Isabel's not even an Echo fighter. She's her own character. So that was pretty big.
My biggest revelation, what my favorite thing from Twitter after the fact is Isabella's fighter number 68. So whoever they introduce next.
69.
If that's not the Waluigi announcement, I'll be very upset.
Oh my god.
Nice. I don't even know what to say to that right now.
So yeah, that's it for Nintendo. Holy crap, that pretty much could have been its own episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was big.
Jeez.
But like Steph said, I think there was something in there for everybody, which made it a really good draft.
Yeah, and they put that all like in 40 minutes or so. That there was a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to our next supposedly quick news topic?
Quick news topics.
Yeah. Who wants this one?
Which one is it?
We're talking about Harvey Cavill dropping out of the Superman role.
Good old Harvey Cavill.
Henry.
Harvey
okay,
Cavill.
You're a Leafs fan. Yeah. We'll let it slide. You can't help it. Oh my god. So all right, I guess it was on, what day is it today? It was on Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday it came out that from the Hollywood Reporter that Henry Cavill may well be leaving the role of Superman. And I don't know. I'm super pissed about it still. I'm just looking at it right now and I'm getting angry. Anyway, the rumor says that we don't know what's going on. The rumor says that they might be looking to change the role up a whole bunch or just get rid of it altogether for the time being. Shift over to Supergirl, which I'm totally on side with. I want to see Supergirl badly on the big screen. But then there a further rumor that was attached to it is that Michael B. Jordan from Creed or Black Panther might be attached to the role to take over as Superman. And that would be the Superman, I guess, that's on Earth 23. And his name is Calvin Ellis, and he is the president of the United States on that Earth.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess if they want to go that way, fine. I don't know. I think if they're going to do multiple Earth garbage, then they still got to keep Henry Cavill. But the weird thing is that shortly after that rumor came out, his agent Danny Garcia, who, fun fact, used to be married to The Rock and is The Rock's agent as well. She came out and she said, and I quote, "Be peaceful, the cape is still in his closet. At WB Pictures has been and continues to be our partners as they evolve the DC universe. Anticipate a statement later today." Well, the statement later today was garbage. And their response was, "We have a great relationship and great respect for Henry Cavill that continues to remain unchanged. Additionally, we have made no current decisions regarding any upcoming Superman films." What the hell? That means nothing.
It's a non-statement.
And then, and then, and there's an and then.
No and then.
Later that, there's an and then. Henry Cavill posts on Instagram later that day a video of himself just staring in the screen, listening to classical music with dog barking over top of it. Can't remember the name of the song, but anyways, and it just says, "Today was exciting." And while he's playing the music, he slowly raises up an action figure of himself as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Again, why? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm super pissed about it. I think Henry Cavill is definitely the best Superman we've had. To get rid of him this early in the stage without having another proper movie, like his own movie, he needs one. I think that DC is just really dropping the ball on this, and I'm trying to be supportive of my favorite comic book characters, but it's getting really hard right now as a big fan. So there's rumors that it may be just a negotiating tactic, and who knows what's going to happen, because I mean he is set to play Geralt on The Witcher for Netflix, which is going to be obviously a fairly big project, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know. I really, firstly, Michael B. Jordan isn't the only black actor out there either, for the record. Why does everybody have to automatically throw his name out whenever there's a superhero character on there? He failed in Fantastic Four. He was great in Black Panther, but there's got to be other people. I don't know. I'm not on side with the idea of casting him in that role. I wouldn't mind seeing, I guess, multiple Earths, but you need to build it. You can't just boom, Superman's gone, and now we got Supergirl, and then switch over to this Earth 23 dude. I don't know.
Well, if they were building towards the multiple Earth, then we could finally get the Superman we deserve, Nicolas Cage.
If you weren't in the land of snow right now, I would come over there and headbutt you today. Like, I would full on Superman to Wonder Woman headbutt you into the ground. Okay. I hate you. I'm done. Anyway, I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I would say this is it's very reactionary right now, because this is all rumors at this point, because I'm not totally against it, but at the same time, ever since Batman v Superman, there's been this very reactionary kind of thing from Warner Brothers. And I'm not surprised that he's exiting the role rumorly, because there's really no there's no Superman projects. There's no Man of Steel 2. There's nothing going on with that. There's no Justice League movie. There was supposed to be a second one, but it's not happening for some reason. And it's just they're trying. They have all these pieces, and they're trying, maybe getting rid of them and trying to solve this puzzle that is the worlds of DC into something that's a little better for their business. And I don't really know. Michael B. Jordan, when I first heard that he would be a Superman character, I was thinking maybe he could do Steel. I didn't hear about the multiple Earths though, so
Steel wouldn't be a terrible idea either.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
But here's the thing: if they're trying to hit the reset button of sorts, then you know what? Reset everybody. put a stop to the Flash, put a stop to, don't even release Aquaman later this year, and don't bother with Wonder Woman. I think that would be an absolute shame because Gal Gadot has been fantastic as Wonder Woman. I love her in that role. I want to see a lot more of it. I think Jason Momoa is really cool, like more modern day version of Aquaman. He made Aquaman better than what he ever was, because everyone's like, he just talks to fish, whatever, he sucks. But they're kind of like playing with that a little bit in the movie from the looks of it with the new trailer. I think it's going to be great, and I actually really liked Ezra Miller as Barry Allen.
Yeah,
and I think I would love to see his character fully fleshed out on the big screen. And if they're hitting the reset button on Batman, it looks like that's happening, and they're hitting the reset button on Superman, two of the three biggest. You might as well restart it all, man.
Yeah. It just feels like they're resetting characters pre Justice League, so they kind of want those characters to stay, but they kind of want to take Batman and Superman out of the picture and just trying to recast. Because like I think you could definitely recast Batman. Like I've seen like some like a concept art of John Hamm as Bruce Wayne, and like that looks like a good casting, but
sure.
I don't know. Like they really got to be careful because they really haven't confirmed with that non-statement. Is he just hanging it up for a bit, and so he could come back for if they have something for Superman, even as like a cameo or like just a supporting role or something like that. I don't know. Like I kind of hope that they say something.
Well, they did try to bring him in for a cameo for Shazam.
Yeah,
but they weren't able to make it happen because he was too busy. He's gotten to be a busy actor.
Yeah,
he can't be beholden to them like that. And like I said, I tweeted this the other day. I said, I don't want to say be more like Marvel Pictures and what they're doing, but God damn it, what they're doing is working. Maybe take a little something from there and work with it and make it your own. I guess like they're just screwing it up. It's really pissing me off.
But what it seems like is that they don't have any structure. One day something will be like a project will be announced. Months down the line, they'll be like, well, we're actually going to pivot onto this. I remember they were saying like they're going to do a Birds of Prey movie. They were going to do Suicide Squad 2, all of this. I don't even know what projects are actually going to be made other than Wonder Woman and Shazam. I don't know what's in the future.
And Aquaman, right? Aquaman's in later this year, but they definitely, they're like the dog that sees a shiny ball and screws off to go and play with that instead of the toy he just had a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only movies that I have an idea that are coming are either The Flash or The Green Lantern Corps. After that, I don't really know what's coming next for DC. They really have to like get this ball rolling on the DC films, because I don't know, man. This DC is kind of a weird place right now.
They are, and they need to sort it out sooner than later, or give to somebody who, or sell the properties off to somebody who can do a better job,
like Disney.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Maybe Disney. I mean, they've got the money to do pretty much whatever they want. And let's be honest, they haven't really cranked out a crappy movie yet. So with the Marvel universe, and there's a lot to draw from both Marvel and DC. It would just be nice to see it done right and done with like consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, shall we move on to our second topic?
Sure.
Let's go.
Okay.
I pay you because for some reason that psycho Spider-Man will pose for you.
Spider-Man won't let me take any more pictures. You've turned the whole city against him.
A fact I'm very proud of.
All right. This one I'm going to hand over to Dennis, Steve, and Josh, because they've been playing the new Spider-Man game. Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Like, isn't JJ not even? He's not even an editor anymore. He's a broadcaster.
He's a podcaster, just like us.
He's a blogger.
Menace that's Spider-Man.
So, Dennis, you beat the game. I beat the game.
Yep. I think
not.
Yeah, Josh. I think Josh started it yesterday.
Yeah. How far are you?
I just met Aunt May and the bad guy that you have to deal with like right after that. So not super far, but I mean, I can say with 100% certainty that the gameplay mechanics are fantastic. Swinging through the city feels really, really nice and natural. It's beautiful. Animations, the graphics are fantastic. But I gotta say, I don't really like the character designs at all. Like, I don't like
particular reason.
There's just I don't know. It's just not sitting with me. Like, I thought Aunt May looked. I don't know. I like the old Aunt May. Okay, like the one that the white hair and the bun. I love that.
Like the '90s animated TV show.
The old woman. Like, just I love that version of Aunt May. It's probably because it's what I grew up with. Like, I'm not really super hot on Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, to be honest. But you know, they went with like a much younger version of the series, and I'm cool with that. I don't know. I don't like what she looks like. I don't like what Peter looks like. I hate what a certain doctor looks like. Yeah, I cannot stand. I just don't like the character designs at all. But the gameplay is everything else is gorgeous. It's a fantastic game, and it's well deserving of the praise it's received so far. In the short amount of time that I've played it, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds. But yeah, that's just my early impressions on it.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the swing mechanics are spot on. I think similar to how good the Leviathan axe in God of War felt, like just the power of it. The first time you take those first swings like through to New York, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's because, like, you know, I played a lot of Spider-Man games, good and bad, and you know, like for a long time, I would say Spider-Man 2 was my favorite like Spider-Man game of all time. And with this game, it changes the formula for me, because like I see a lot of Spider-Man 2 in this game, not just the game but the movie as well in certain parts. So I like what they're taking, and also they're taking a lot of like liberties with certain characters, and I like that very much. It's interesting how what they're doing with I don't know if this is gonna spoil, like Mary Jane's in the game, so and they do something with her in a very unique way just to tell this story. Like, you're Spider-Man, you have powers in that world, but what if you are a character who does not have superpowers? How would you get through certain points that you have to enter in the game? I don't want to spoil too much for Josh, so I'm trying to be.
No, I appreciate it. It's all good.
And as well as another character. I don't really want to say much, but it's really good because like all the Spider-Man games that have released like in the last couple of years haven't been like, I played through the Amazing Spider-Man games. They're not good. The swing mechanic was not there. It just like, because those games were probably in development for like a year, and this game has been in development for like 3 years. I think they got the green light in 2015. So I heard from the creative director when he was doing one of the interviews after the game was released. So it's really good because, and it also takes like it gives you, it showcases a villain that you may be unknown with, and like it does that character justice in new ways.
Oh my god, yeah. See, the thing is that I went in because I've read many comics. I've seen like all the Spider-Man films. I had a certain expectation for what this was going to be. I didn't really think that they were going to do anything drastically different. Not saying that they really did. However, going in, my expectations were set, and they kind of blew them out of the water, to be honest. Looking at the 2 trailers that we got out of like both E3s, I could have sworn that stuff was going to be within like the first third of the game. I thought like the Sinister Six were going to be, drawn out through the whole game. I thought Mr. Negative, from seeing him in the first trailer, I thought that was going to be one of the first missions. And what they did with the villains, the supporting cast, like you were saying, how they actually supported Peter throughout the game, and the way they do it really subverted my expectations of how these characters were going to interact with each other.
Yeah, and plus with Mr. Negative, there's definitely a lot of comparison between him and Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. It's like they have like that alternate personality. Like they have this face of who they are in public, but they have another identity that is really different between them, and I like that. I don't know. Like, I think Mr. Negative is like one of my favorite Spider-Man villains in a long time. I really like him.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is a really strong point of the game, is that they took Mr. Negative, who's a relatively new villain to Spider-Man. I know he's only been around for maybe 10 years or so. Unlike everyone else in the game, basically. And then they also took a lot of like other D-list villains. There were many villains that show up that I was like, you're actually going to use this one out of all of them?
Yeah.
So again, expectations. Like, I thought we were only going to get the Sinister Six. We were going to get the top hitting villains, and they did away with that. One of my very favorite things about the game is not only the swing mechanics, but
photo mode.
Oh my god, photo mode. I could go on and on about every AAA game needs a photo mode.
It's the best marketing tool ever.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is the realism to his swing mechanics was that, like, his webs don't just go off screen. They grapple to something that's really there. When you're going through Central Park, you can't swing up in the air. You have to kind of like bounce through trees, essentially. So it reminded me of that scene from Spider-Man Homecoming where he's just in the middle of the field and he goes to swing at something and the web just drops on the ground because there's nothing there. They put a lot of time into making sure that if you're swinging, you're actually attaching to something, or you're just going to the ground.
Yeah, and that's how the Spider-Man 2 comparison just keeps going, because they had that in Spider-Man 2. Like, I remember, like, after I beat the game, I was like watching this GameSpot video of the history and of Spider-Man games, and like one of the director of that game made it a point of having the webs stick to the buildings, because they had a prototype for the first Spider-Man game that they couldn't put in, or the publisher didn't want to put in. Okay, it would just be like time situation, and it's really awesome because this game you can compare to Arkham Asylum. You definitely can. Yeah.
In terms of just combat itself.
Yeah. But I think it goes beyond like Arkham Asylum, because Batman is a very like a ground-based character fighting wise. Yeah. And with Spider-Man, you can ground base, you can uppercut people and start fighting in the air. Yeah. And just before they hit the ground, you can swing kick and just do extra damage.
And you can transition between the two like very easily and fluidly.
Yep. So we've been talking about a lot of positive. I want to talk about a little negative stuff that I don't really like. So the main quest for Spider-Man is awesome.
Yep.
The side activities it's not something I like. That it kind of feels like they kind of forgot to do it. And
an afterthought.
Yeah. And I think something I didn't like compared to Arkham Asylum, they have like the health bars for boss enemies, and they didn't have that in this game, and I kind of like disliked that because I just kind of wanted to know how I'm doing.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's really great. There's one boss battle in particular where you take on two enemies at once, and I remember like one of the enemies was shooting something at me, and then another enemy was flying at me, and I was like dodge, and it hits him. And it's like, oh, that's awesome! I love that.
It reminded me of like a great Spider-Man comic, or like a episode of the animated series where Spider-Man has two villains and he kind of just pairs them against each other while he's just hanging in the middle.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't even want to say this is my favorite Spider-Man game. This is like my favorite Marvel game that they have ever put out.
Yeah.
And also they do set up a lot for a sequel.
Oh my God, did they ever?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my God, yeah. But like you were saying, it's not all positives. I do. No. It's hard not to compare it to God of War because obviously they're both Sony properties. They're both, really great games of this year. And I think God of War definitely spoiled me in terms of side content, in terms of missions, that sort of thing. A lot of what Spider-Man does outside of the core story feels like filler. Like we said, it seems like an afterthought. A lot of it, other than like some of the side missions did amount to something, but going out and grinding these crimes, there got to a point where I was going through and just to hit 100%, I was probably doing like 8 or 9 within each of the territories.
Yeah.
And it would just stop being fun at that point. Some of the research stations, that sort of thing. I don't know. I look at God of War and I see how every single side mission amounted to either me exploring an unexplored section of the map that I never would have seen if I never went on that side mission, compared to just this kind of like fluff material in Spider-Man.
Yeah, it kind of feels like God of War's side activities added to the story, and the Spider-Man side activities really didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they teased some stuff for the DLC that's coming in October,
right?
Which is great, but other than that, like all the crimes, I was like, it felt like a chore after doing them, because like you have to do like 5 crimes, and there's like 4 different crimes, and you have to times that by how many districts there are, and there are 9. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's so much of a chore that it trying to complete it just felt like, let's just get it over with and let's move on to the story. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Although I will say that the backpack's probably the best collectible in a video game that I can remember.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know if you've been collecting any, or if they should have been introduced.
Oh yeah, I like the backpacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the backpacks, you get like little mementos or a forgotten piece of like Spider-Man equipment from years ago when Spider-Man first started being Spider-Man, and each one you go into the backpack and he'll give you like 2 sentences, 3 sentences, and kind of explain it. And all of these are like little Easter eggs from either a Spider-Man show, a Spider-Man comic, a movie, or just something made up,
or even a game, because there was a reference to the Spider-Man 2 balloon mission.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that, but outside of that, it could have been hit or miss for the side content.
Yeah.
Well, shall we move on to our last section of this episode?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Could you pay me in advance?
You serious?
Dennis, if you want to go into our game releases of the week.
Yes, so these are the games releasing between the 17th and the 21st of September. So shall we jump in?
We shall.
Nah. Okay. Swing into it, Dennis.
Okay.
Hey,
You were saving that, weren't you?
I was.
Okay. So starting on September 18th, Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk is coming to PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Moving on, Blind is coming to PC and PS4. After that, Omverm is coming to PC and Nintendo Switch. And after that, Legendary Fishing is coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch is the mentioned Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle is coming on that day, and Speed Brawl. Continuing on, coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One is another fishing game, Fishing Sim World and Transference. After that, coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition and Scribblenauts Mega Pack. After that, coming to PC only is 60 Parsecs, Sears Isle, and The Bard's Tale 4, Borrows Deep. Just so many different names. I feel like there's a lot of names that they just extend the name of the game just to make it more difficult for me. Coming to PS4 only, Hover, Warface, Anodyne, Downward Spiral Horror Station, Spelati, Unearthing Mars 2, The Ancient War, Neon Wall, Trickster VR, The Door, and RGX Showdown. Coming to Nintendo Switch only, Undertale and Sword of the Guardian. On to September 19th, Meet Possible Chapter 1.5 is coming to PC, iOS, and Android. After that, Sigcraft Commander is coming to Nintendo Switch. Coming to PC only is Heavy Metal Machines and Ring of Asylum via Steam Early Access.
Isn't that Elysium?
Whatever. They're all the same.
One or the other.
It's one of them.
Asylum, because the spelling is completely different.
You try. Like, there's a lot of names here. I'm just trying to get through as quickly as possible.
But that.
I don't say words for a living, Matt, so my pronunciation is gonna slur a bit.
Or are you just drunk?
I don't drink.
Steph's sleeping one off right now. Hi, Steph.
My what?
I said, is Steph sleeping one off right now? And you're like,
oh, basically, yeah.
Like the teacher just called on you just there.
Okay. Coming to Xbox One only, Hover and League of Evil. On to September 20th, The Gardens Between is coming to PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Coming to PS4 is Toon War. Coming to PC only is Crosscode and The Slater. Coming to Nintendo Switch only, Light Fingers, A Case of Distrust, Hover, Retimed, Magicat, Mitsurugi Kamue Hikai, Ring, Kings and Queens, The Card, Poker, Texas Hold'em, Blackjack, and Page 1, and Velocity 2X. On to September 21st, The Brother Rabbit is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. After that, 8-Bit Armies is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Coming to Xbox One, Anodyne. After that, Waninja is coming to PC and Xbox One. Coming to PC only is Witch Thief and Wizard's Tourney. Magical games, I would say. Yeah. And finally coming to Nintendo Switch only, The Broken Sword 5 and the Banner Saga Trilogy. And that's it for video game releases of the week.
Ooh-wee.
Sheesh.
So many games.
Yeah. And I think it's only going to get worse as we start hitting towards the end of the year, because like fall's got a ton of releases and then it's just it's going to go from bad to worse.
October's jam-packed, man.
Yeah. I think we may have to have just like a special game releases episode. It's just Dennis rambling for an hour of all the game releases.
God. Don't even joke about that.
And then our listener count just tanks. Well, thank you, Dennis.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis.
He must have given up, thrown in the towel, abandoned his sad little masquerade. I finally got to him. The power of the press triumphs.
Well, I would say that wraps it up for this episode of Canadian Geekcast. Guys, if people wanted to connect with you online, where could they do so? Steph?
You can find me basically everywhere at Maple Thistles. I'm most active on Twitter, though, so come there where it's a smorgasbord of just everything, really.
Yeah. Josh?
You can find me on Twitter. I had a Steph moment there. My apologies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's called out now?
Yeah, but my eyes were open at least. Okay. You can get me on Twitter at Xbox Canada, or sometimes I post something to my site, pixelserial.com, and that's it.
Nice. Steve?
You can find me on Twitter at SVigvari.
And Dennis?
And you can find me on Twitter at Hunter/13.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter as well at Reggie Fiza Meme. Mostly I'm talking about voice acting, some video game stuff every once in a while. And then as I said earlier, you can also find us as a group on our website, which is CanadianGeekCST.wixsite.com/home, or our group Twitter, which is at Canadian Geek CST. So be sure to tune in next week, where we will be going live yet again. We'll probably have, I don't know, I don't think we're going to have as much of a Nintendo talk next week. That was like most of the episode. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how long it was until you start reading out everything. But I guess
are we all here next week?
I know I am.
Are we all here next week?
Think I am. Yeah. I reckon it would be true. Yes.
Yeah. Next week is the Edmonton Expo, which I'm going to.
Cool.
My wife and kids are getting their costumes all done up and everything. My kids are going as Princess Peach and Princess Daisy.
Why not Peach Gut?
Because I don't know. My wife made them dresses, Peach and Daisy dresses, like a while back, and so they're using those as their costumes, and we're making crowns and getting them all gemmed up and everything. So, and then I think my wife is going very Doctor Who themed.
Cool.
And you're going as Bowser?
I'm just going as me. No, I'm planning on. I'm gonna have to hit up like dollar store and just get some like makeup, just so I can wash off easily. But if you've ever watched the Matt Smith Doctor Who with the silence, and the people that like they'll do the markings on them every time they see one, because with the silence, as soon as you look away, you forget that you've seen them. So if you've never watched Doctor Who, then it just means nothing to you. But
nothing.
I've never watched an episode.
I'm British and I haven't seen it.
That's a shame. But yeah, that's what I'm doing because it's quick and easy, and I'm boring. So
yeah,
you're definitely mailing it in from the sounds of it. Good for you, man.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, be sure to tune in next week where we're going to talk even more things geeky, and that'll be on the Canadian Geekcast.
Bye.
Bye.